Hi, welcome back. This is Patty Bennett, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I blog at pattystamps.com, and if you have followed me on my blog for a while, you know that I love to garden and I love my roses. So it's natural that I absolutely love this Rose Garden Thinlit die and the matching Rose Wonder stamp set from Stampin' Up! This is new in the Occasions Catalog 2016. And I just have to show you this gorgeous card that I made the other night. I just love this. Look at the glimmer and the beautiful colors on this. So I want to show you how I made this. The Rose Garden Thinlit die set comes with a large rose that has these two petals on it, a smaller rose, a leaf, a frame, and a smaller flower. I have used some gold foil paper. You can see that it's shiny, and I have put it on my plate through the Big Shot and die cut it out, and when it comes out it looks like this. Beautiful, isn't it? And so what I'm going to do next is adhere it to this piece of watercolor paper. There are several choices of adhesive when attaching something delicate like this to your project. I am going to use the Tombow multi-glue. I have tried both the fine tip glue pen and this for adhering just very delicate, thin dies or images, and I kind of go back and forth. Some days I seem to like the fine tip glue pen and some days I like the multi-glue. So you can see that I'm just doing sort of little spots here and there. It's going to be enough just to adhere this down to the watercolor paper. So I've got random spots just all over. I've sort of tried to smooth it out a little bit, and then I'm just going to flip it over and put it onto my piece of watercolor paper. I have this cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4 because I'm going to layer it onto a folded card. One tip that I have found helpful in pushing down, because I don't want to just smash it down with my hand and get glue all over, is I just save my empty extra plastic bags. You could do this with some wax paper or even just a shopping bag, and I just use that to press down, and then any little extra glue spots are going to stick to the bag and not to my hand. And just give that another little press. And then I'm going to let this dry for at least about 10 minutes or so, because we're going to be applying water and I don't want this to just come right up off the card. So I'll be back in about 10 minutes. Welcome back. So it's been about 10 or 15 minutes. The glue is dry on this, so we're ready to start painting, but I wanted to show you that this was my inspiration. I posted this about 3 years ago. I made a video about how I colored these, and this was the Fifth Avenue Floral, I think is what it was called. It was a rose stamp, and I embossed it in white, and then I watercolored. And I wanted to show you that you could kind of recreate that with this new Rose Wonder stamp. It's actually quite large. It's the size of our biggest block because these are reduced size images on the cover. But if you wanted to do a similar watercoloring idea, you could stamp and emboss this image. But what I did, as you saw before, was I just chose to die cut this rose image, and then I am going to watercolor in here. So on one of the Stampin' Up! Videos that explains the Wink of Stella pen, they were showing how you can use it basically as a paintbrush, and you can dip it into ink and pick up the ink color. And I thought, okay, I want to do that, but I also want to do more of a wash of watercolor like I did in that card I just showed you. So what I have here for my supplies, I have a clear block and I have 3 ink colors. I've put some Calypso Coral ink there, and I'm going to also put a couple drops of Mossy Meadow, And then I have done a drop here of crushed curry. So I have those 3 colors as my palette. That's what I used on this card. What I am going to do before I actually color though is to take my aqua painter, and I have just plain water in here, and I'm just going to start with a couple of areas, and I am going to gently squeeze, and I am going to put water right over those areas. I'm only going to do a few areas at a time. And I'm going to take one of the clear Wink of Stella pens, and I was previously using this with Calypso Coral, so that's why the tip is a little bit orangey there. And I'm just going to start floating some color in there, and the water is going to help spread it. And then I am going to pick up my other Wink of Stella pen. Oh, this one though, it's the gold one, so you can see it has the gold. So this already has some gold glimmer in it, and I'm going to pick up the crushed curry ink with the gold and drop that in here and mix a little bit with the coral. And then in the center, I'm just going to do some just kind of plain gold, give it a little extra color there. Then I can put more water, and you can just let your imagination go and add whatever colors you want, mix them, or just let the paper and the water flow, the ink. I'm going right over that gold. It's fine, you can do that. So a little extra gold right in there, and then let some of the coral just mix down here. The reason that I chose those colors was because there is a rose that I just love from my mom's flower garden, and it's called a Whiskey Mac, and it's these colors. And I've tried for years to find one. I've heard from different nurseries that they just don't sell or make that rose anymore. I tried grafting one off of hers and it just never grew, but these are those colors and I just love it. And I did a similar technique on the leaves with the Mossy Meadow and the clear Wink of Stella pen, and I just love this glimmer. Isn't that beautiful? And I simply layered it onto a folded Daffodil Delight card. I didn't even add anything else to this card. I think it is just stunning the way it is. So you can see here how beautiful those colors are mixing, and as they dry they're going to lighten a bit to look more like this. But I hope you'll enjoy that technique. You could use this, as I said, with a stamped embossed image, or you could use it with a die cut like I did here. So have fun with that. Let me know what you come up with. And if you need any of these supplies, go to pattystamps.com and click on the Shop Online buttons, and you'll be able to purchase them. If you're on YouTube on your computer, you'll be able to click up here. I have a link there to the corresponding blog post. If you're already on my blog post, look down below and you will see the entire supply list for these Stampin' Up! Supplies. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you'd have enjoyed this or if you're going to try it. Have a great day.